Well, welcome back to Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski. If it's Wednesday, you know it's all about politics. And we've got the Chief Executive Officer of County number 47, Nairobi County, Dr. Evans Kidero, live on the bench for the very first time, talking about issues from that collapsed building in Huruma to politics in general. We know about the endemic traffic. We know about the garbage tweets coming in thick and fast. Twitter handles at Kidero Evans, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag Ask Kidero. Ahmed Mohammed Asmali number 77, you ask, listen to this, management by crisis is the style of Kidero. Garbage truck sent to Eastleigh only after Eastleigh neglected protests. That's what he's asking. Also, the Duke of Gatanga says, Kidero, you promised to clean up Nairobi and sort out traffic in 100 days. What happened?
Oh, Jeff, infrastructure takes time to build, and after neglect of over 50 years. But probably let me just go back to a little bit of history. Nairobi, when it was built in 1895, it was a railway depot.
It was a swamp.
It was a swamp. So no, Nairobi's water is a Maasai word for water. And there's never been a proper plan, because the first plan for Nairobi was done in 1927 and it was never implemented. The second plan was done in 1948, was never implemented. The third plan was in 1963, never implemented. And the fourth plan was in 1973. So it really took me to get the first implementable Nairobi, what you call the new plan, integrated development plan, which we've done with JICA. We are going to the second stage of doing the district plan, so that Nairobi can have a character, a feature, a definitive skyline like most cities in the world. Second thing is, Nairobi never had a strategic plan. Just operated blind. There was never a plan. We've just finished with the help, working with World Bank and PricewaterhouseCoopers to finish, to finalize the first development plan for Nairobi. So the two, the integrated development plan and the strategic plan is giving form and character and stature to what we are going to do for Nairobi.
Is that going to happen in your watch, or is that going to be long after you're gone?
Visionaries don't do things for them to happen during their watch. We're looking at 30, 40, 50 years. When we got independence, the population of Nairobi was 300,000. Right now it is 4 million during the night, like tonight. It's 4 million people will sleep in Nairobi. But during the day, it's 5 million. By the year 2050, population of Nairobi will be 14 million. And by the year 2100, it will be 28 million. So, a strategic and a responsible leader must plan not only what they're doing for now, but laying foundation for the future.
But Governor, the roundabouts are useless, you know that. Your Kidero drums are just useless.
You saw when we wanted to remove them.
Yes.
You saw that they caused the cost. But we've not given up on them, because around the world, roundabouts cause hindrances. What we need are signalized junctions, and we will certainly we finalized the designs, and we're going to implement them.
Okay, the rains last week, terrible rains, about 200 millimeters on one day. Nairobi was a mess. It was a mess, Governor.
Have you finished with traffic jams?
No.
You asked me. I mean, allow me to answer some
Okay, go on. Traffic jams. Traffic jams. Every day from Rongai, from Mombasa Road, I mean, Mathri route. You know that Twitter handle, Mathri route? They're always talking about the mess. Getting to work 2 hours, getting home 2 hours. Governor, come on, man. That's a waste of time.
Because Nairobians buy cars every day. We register 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we had 40,000 vehicles. Now we have 600,000 vehicles. and we register 120,000 vehicles a year.
A year?
A year. So basically, the vehicles are increasing by 15 to 20%.
That's like 10,000 a month.
10,000 a month. That's the register.
And who's buying it? Nairobi County? Or who's the vehicles?
I understand you buy 2 a month.
My name is not Sonko, who might beat you next year. You know that? You know he might beat you.
I don't know.
He wants your job.
I don't. Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's for Nairobians to decide.
No, Governor, come on. Do you want this job? You know, you have to want it. Do you want it?
Of course.
No, you don't.
Nairobians want a missionary, and I'm the missionary.
You are the missionary.
Yeah.
Father Evans Kidero.
Not mercenary Evans Kidero.
All right. Did you pay Judge Philip Tunoi $2 million? I mean,
Of course I did.
Who carries $2 million, man? Who has $2 million?
I had no reason to pay Judge Tunoi any money. When I won the governorship, my opponent,
Ferdinand
Waititu, rushed to court even before that was also announced. Actually, his was petition number 1, even before Raila and Uhuru, petition number 7.
Correct.
Of course, I'd beaten him fair and square with more than 72,000 votes.
That's not what transpired.
Let me just finish. So I beat him. So it went to court. Of course he lost. Then he went to Court of Appeal. And he was late in filing his appeal by 72 days. Their time limits. So despite being late in filing his appeal, it was awarded to him because he was not allowed. He was not allowed. So I went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, I was quite confident because there were precedences. Uhuru's case in Supreme Court was won because Raila Odinga filed this case late because the time limit in the presidential election is 14 days.
Right.
Raila had filed in 18 days. Peter Munya won his case because his opponent had filed late. Mary Wamboi won. And there are several others. So I really had no reason why I had to talk to anybody, because I was quite confident because of the presidency.
So why did this journalist, Jeffrey, what's his face, Kiplagat, I think, how did that story come about, Governor?
Search me. I don't know. I mean,
are you going to say on this show, I mean, if it comes later, 6 months from now, that you paid, that you bribed Judge Tunoi, what are you going to say?
No chance, because I did do it. And I had no reason to do it.
Do you have 200 million shillings?
No, I don't. But even if I had, I wouldn't.
Honestly?
Honestly.
Okay. You said it on this show, Governor. If it comes back, we're going to replay this tape, and you'll be saying you didn't bribe Judge Tunoi.
Sure.
So what's the tribunal for? You think it's just a formality?
I think, I mean, it's chasing there must be other things. There must be other issues. I mean, those are Supreme Court issues, which I don't want to get
if it is ruled that Judge Tunoi was bribed, you know your tenure could be overturned. You know, you could be
I'm quite confident that because there must be merits. 200 million must have come from somewhere. Obviously, there must be an account it came from, and you must carry it somehow. You can't throw it through the window.
Somebody did. Do you trust the judiciary, Governor?
I do. That's why I won that's why it was ruled in my favor in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
My appeal was one.
Okay, so bottom line, you don't think you're in office illegally?
Legitimately, Nairobians chose me by 692,000 votes.
Do you think the presidential election was won legally?
The presidential election?
Yes.
Let's talk about mine.
Ouch. Governor, there's so many people who want your job. Johnson Sakaja, he's already declared. Miguna, the man with the same name twice, he's declared. And of course, the senator who's always going after you. Can you handle this heat, Governor? Can you handle? Why not just walk away? Walk away. You've done one term as governor. Put it on your CV. Go work for the World Bank or something.
I had a vision. I had issues which I wanted. I wanted to achieve for Nairobians. I was born in this city, and I'd seen. I had a view of what the city should be like. But Jeff, you know, throughout history, the first term, and more particularly in county government, because county governments are new. When we came in, it took about a year before the structures were put in place. It takes, you put your plans, and most of your achievements come in the last years of your first term and in the years of your second term. So I would want to consolidate my achievements towards my end of the, now towards the end of my first term, and bring them to fruition in second term.
Someone was saying on Twitter earlier on, I forgot the name, but someone said you ran down Mumias Sugar Company, and the same thing you're doing to Nairobi County.
That's nonsense. Because I got to Mumias when Mumias was making losses. The year I got in, it had made a loss of 500 million, and it consistently made profits. And over 9 years, we made more than 15 billion shillings profit. So why we paid dividends.
Why did they declare bankruptcy? Why are they broke? Why are farmers out of work?
No, because I mean, the same politicians who are making noise are the same ones who are fighting, told farmers to uproot cane and plant maize, and you cannot cook ugali unless you have unga. So Mumias, because of political interference, does not have cane. And even right now, when I went there last week, I saw people are carrying cane from Mumia zones. The factory cannot make sugar, it cannot make ethanol, it cannot make the products it's supposed to make unless it has cane.
When you look at the Mumia situation right now, are you sad? Do you feel?
I feel very sad, but the formula is simple. Plant cane, get cane back, have the raw material, and Mumias will be in profitability.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Some people would rather import cane from Somalia or Uganda.
Oh no, some people would rather import sugar. And of course, that's the fight we always had. Because the sugar barons make a lot more money when they import sugar.
How were you able to fight the sugar barons when you were in Mumias?
We did fight them. I mean, we knew, we tagged, we knew where sugar was coming from, and if it ever came, we made sure that the taxes were paid. We employed our own detectives and private eye to make sure and to tag each and every grain of sugar which came into Mombasa. But I mean, if sugar comes and duties are not paid, it becomes cheaper. Factories end up with sugars in their warehouse because the prices are higher than the imported sugar.
Yeah. Some people say you were part of the sugar barons. What do you say?
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been selling and making profits from Mumias if I was part of it.
But they say you packaged your own sugar.
Let me repeat again, that's nonsense, because otherwise Mumias would not have made the kind of money I made for them when I was there.
Tweets are coming in thick and fast, Governor. I don't know if you can handle all this. Why is Nairobi River such a mess? Alex Ngare is asking, which was so clean when the late John Michuki was Minister for Environment. Governor?
Because a lot of people pour oil, the chemicals into the river, and we've employed our own environmentalists, and we're trying to clean it up.
And who's blocking? I mean, look, when you talk about the Thika Superhighway, we see a lot of sweepers during the daytime and evenings. Great, doing a fantastic job. But the stuff they sweep into the drain, and it all clogs up. Whose fault is that, Governor?
It's a responsibility on the part of the citizens, especially people who are cleaning. But it's nice you talk about Thika Superhighway. When we are talking about the development of Thika Superhighway,
yes,
it is the government. And if there's flood on Thika Superhighway, it's Kidero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Will blame me for everything. By the way,
I'll tell you. Understand, even when people fight with their girlfriends or their wives, they blame Kidero.
Kidero. By the way, Governor, borders in the city, you had banned them. You had banned matatus in the city. They're still there.
No, we've not banned matatus in the city. We have 30,000 matatus that ferry 2.1 million people. And what we've said is that they should obey the traffic laws. They should not double park. They should not overlap. and they should not pick and drop passengers on the road. They should pick passengers at the designated bus stops within the city, not take more than 4 minutes, and outside the city take between 25 to 30 minutes. It would be foolhardy to say you're banning matatus from coming to the city, because how would people come to work? On the motorbikes can operate outside the city, but they are not allowed to come within 5 kilometers.
But they are in the city.
Center.
But they are there.
They're breaking the law, and that's why we keep on enforcing, arresting them, and confiscating and I tell you, for me, even the bigger worry is not them coming, is the number of accidents that these border motorbikes are causing.
Yeah.
The number of deaths. Actually, when I went into hospital, to the trauma ward in Kenyatta, more than 2 wards are full of border riders who have not been trained properly and have caused accidents.
Yeah.
So one is the issue of being a menace within the city center, but the other one is safety for themselves.
Yeah.
And safety for other motorists.
It's called Kajo Kingdom.
Yeah.
Do we need that?
Kanjo Kingdom?
Yes.
What's Kanjo Kingdom?
I'll tell you right now after the break. Before we go on break, Governor, Esther Passaris has been tweeting profusely. She says all the money you all collect from parking, what is it, the 320 shillings a day? And it's all on the phone?
Yeah.
What do you do with that money, Governor? What do you do with it?
Jeff, we have operational costs. I have 13,000 employees whom we pay 1.5 billion shillings a month. Our salaries.
1.5
billion
a month.
A month. Just salaries alone.
Are these ghost workers included, or these are real people?
No, these are real people. These are after we got rid of 3,000 ghost workers, people whose names were on the payroll but were never there.
Right.
And we went through a process of
1.5 billion, 1.3 billion.
We pay our salaries is 1.5 billion
a month.
Shillings per month. We only get 900 million from central government.
That's all you get?
That's all we get. So the balance we have to get from our own sources to pay salaries, but also to run our trucks, to build our roads, to maintain our roads, to do all that we need to do.
Yeah. Oh, and
what I'm saying is the money we get is not enough. And you know, Nairobi was getting more money during the city council days, what you call last up, because those days they were getting 14.4 billion shillings per year.
Back then,
the salary cost was only 600 million because the government was paying their workers. Right now we are getting 900, which is 10 billion. 4 billion shillings less than what we used to get during the city council. During the city council days.
Yeah,
and the money we are getting, we got 7,000 employees from central government. So basically, I think, what the government did in the money that they give us, they gave us the money to pay their employees. We are just a salary-paying bureau for former central government employees.
Yeah, that's because someone realized you have 200 million shillings just to throw around.
But that's not counted money.
When we come back, Kanjo Kingdom.
Yeah.
What is this, man? Is the mafia running this town of Nairobi, Governor? Can you control that mafia?
Of course. We'll talk about it.
Okay, let's do that. Keep tweeting. Ask Kidero is the hashtag, as in Governor Dr. Evans Kidero, the governor of county number 47, Nairobi County. Twitter handles are at Kidero Evans, at Koinange Jeff. Again, that hashtag, Ask Kidero. And I will read a lot of your questions coming up after the break. Jeff Koinange, live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski, takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.